atayageuza uishi maisha bora. Natangazia mataifa, mtubu dhambi zenu, mrudie Mungu Baba, ataponya nchi zenu. Baada ya mambo haya magumu mnayapitia, Mungu atayageuza uishi maisha bora. Kumbuka mjini Nineve, mfalme akaitangaza kufunga pia kuomba, watu wavae gunia. Baada ya mambo haya magumu mnayapitia, Mungu atayageuza uishi maisha bora. Akavua vazi lake la mfalme akasema, watu na wanyama wote wafunge tuingie maombi. Baada ya mambo haya magumu mnayapitia, Mungu atayageuza uishi maisha bora. Baada ya hayo Yehova akaigeuza mambo, akaponya nchi yao, akawahudumia wote. Baada ya mambo haya
Thanks so much, our brother Apostle John, for your sweet song. God bless you and do you good. Yes, this is once again Matalo TV coming to you live from our studios. I hope you have enjoyed everything that is coming from Matalo TV. Thank you for tuning in for the word of encouragement. Now we are crossing over to the other side of a call to the hurting man. And I believe a majority of us are getting helped. We are getting to understand on how best to handle the boy child, and also how to walk with them in this long journey. Yes, once again, I want to promise all of us it will be well, it will be hard, and we cannot dare frustrate, we cannot dare break your heart, but we'll give you the best. And so wherever you are tuned in, please allow many friends to know that you're already on air, and welcome them such that we may walk this journey together. Yes, I know we have been these 6 levels of leadership, and we've really tackled quite a great deal. We are almost getting done, and maybe just to mention but a little bit of what has been happening. We have trained ourselves to understand what it means to carry yourself as an individual leader. That is individual leadership. We have studied on how best to lead the wife, the children in their 2 stages, and we have handled also social leadership, religious leadership, and today we are going to introduce ourselves to the resource management or resource leadership. And I believe as you continue learning these things, you become a true leader and a well-equipped leader who is not lacking from any side. So we want to bring a wholesome leader, a very complete leader who is not lacking from one side or the other. And so it is good that you find yourself a very good notebook and a good pen from where you're going to, from where you're going to write. Find yourself a good notebook and a good pen, and please make sure that you take some notes because it's necessary necessary that you do so. And so let me just start by saying, as I've been saying again and again, many things are going wrong, and if we don't work with speed, we might lose the boy child from every side. And so our topic has been, why is it the boy child is growing weak by the day? And I've given myself to elaborate on such, and to teach us and to give us some reads on how we must secure this boy, we must deliver this boy from the problems and the issues of life that are succouring this boy, such that they cannot be able to maneuver well in life. And so I'll take us step by step, and I'll show us how to go about this and how to give solution towards the same problem that you are trying to handle. So before I get continued, allow me to switch to the other side of the studio and bring to us this other number. Thanks so very much, our brother Steve, for your sweet song. God bless you and do you good. Yes, once again, this is Matalo TV coming to you live from our studios. And I hope wherever you are tuned. And I want once again to repeat myself, will not frustrate you, will not disappoint you, but we're going to give you the best. And so this very particular moment, allow me to introduce to us to the 6th level of leadership, and that is resource management or resource leadership. Now, what does this one entail? Now, we must get to understand that wealth and resources has powers and levels. Can I say it again? We must get to understand that wealth and resources has power and levels. And we need to train ourselves to understand how best we need to cope with wealth and resources, because there is power contained in wealth, there is power contained in resources. And if you're not very careful, and if we have some wrong foundation about the same, we may end up getting destroyed of the same. And that's why a leader ought to be prepared such that they'll avoid mistakes and failures that come with wealth and resources. Now, I just want to give us a very clear picture of what happens when we start to handle wealth and resources, or wealth and monies, or wealth and resources, or money, or money. Now, I have seen it so interesting that sometimes people are very polite when they are poor, and they are so harmless when they are poor. And you can suggest to them many things when they are poor, and they're not opposed to such. But the moment they start to touch money, or when they start experiencing some financial breakthrough, all of a sudden these people changes, and it's like the same people who are very polite are no longer polite. The same people who could obey without asking many questions cannot obey. The same people who are not arrogant becomes arrogant, and the same people who could not even even harm anything becomes very harmful. So I've witnessed all these things happen in my eyes, and I have seen people change and change forever because of the power of wealth and resources. And most of the time, I always tell people it's very hard for me to trust a poor person. That is me, because I'm talking out of experience. Sometimes it's very hard for me to trust a poor person because I don't know your character. Yes, my. If you want to know people's character, it's not when they are poor. Their character is manifested when they start to handle finances and big finances. When they start to handle some wealth, that is the time you'll tell what kind of a person or what character they are. And you can also bear me witness that you know of a people who were very good in relationship and who could keep even their promises when they would promise something, because maybe at such times they were poor and they were helpless. But the moment they discovered some wealth, the moment they started experiencing some financial breakthrough, these same people became very arrogant, very lewd, are people that you cannot work together or walk together. Are people who have no respect or no honor with other people. They just have their own empire where they live in their own arrogance and pride. So to avoid all such things, somebody must be trained and mentored in the same, such that they don't make the same mistakes that has repeated over years. And that's why Matalo TV is coming to us to prepare men and women for this big giant that we must fight and overcome. Yes, don't ever joke with wealth or the power contained in wealth and resources. It has destroyed many. It has destroyed kings. It has destroyed president. It has destroyed the mighty. It has destroyed the wise, and the foolish too has been destroyed of the same. And so we need to prepare ourselves ahead of time before we get engaged in wealth and resources. And so today I want to introduce us to some 4 levels that all of us need to undergo, such that they may be able to contain themselves when they start getting into the levels of wealth and resources. Number 1, it is not in our power to contain what we call our resources or wealth. That power we don't have. And we need to seek that power from God, such that God will come our way and give us the power to contain wealth or riches, or maybe to put it in a layman's language, to contain finances, because that is where the whole problem lies. Yes, if you don't have the power to contain finances will contain you. Listen to this. If you don't have power to contain finances or resources, such will contain you. And this is in the public domain. We have seen very good Christians backslide only because they had some breakthrough in their finances. We have seen even good pastors change only because they experienced some financial breakthrough. We have seen even families break down because of some breakthrough in their finances. And so today, I want to urge all of us not to lean on our own understanding, not to lean on our own expertise, not to lean on our own skills, but to lean on God. Yes, what I'm teaching us, it was revealed to me by God, because I was wondering why so many people become so corrupt, and why so many people miss the best of the opportunities once they start experiencing some financial breakthrough. So you need to go to God, irrespective of who you are, whether a pastor, whether a politician, whether any other leader in the society. You need to go to God and ask Him to give you the power to contain finances. And if I would elaborate on that, you need also to ask God to give you power to handle wealth and all manner of resources, because they have power to drive you crazy. Finances has power to drive you crazy. Resources and wealth has power to drive you crazy. To avoid such, go and ask God to give you the wisdom on how to contain finances and the power therein. Two things: God to give you wisdom and power on how to contain finances. Before I get continued, allow me to switch to the other side of the studio and bring to us this number. Thanks so very much, our sister Eriza, for your sweet song. God bless you. Yes, this is what I want to bring to us and to our attention. That it's very hard for us to understand any one of us when they are poor. We only understand people's character when they start experiencing some financial breakthrough. And I've just said there are 4 steps that I'm going to take us through, which will help us manage ourselves when we start experiencing some financial breakthroughs. And so we have already tackled the first one, that we need to go to God and ask Him to give us the power to be able to contain our finances and our wealth. Number 2, we need to ask God to give us some wisdom on how to deal with the same. Number 2, we need to go to God and ask Him to give us the wisdom and the power on how to spend what He is giving to us. Yes, it is one thing to contain the resources or the wealth and the resources, but it is yet another thing to be able to spend the same. And I know a majority of you can bear me witness that sometimes when we have financial breakthrough, what we do with the money is not what we had planned to do. Whatever resolution that we had made without money, when money comes, we forget about those resolutions. What we thought we would do with our money to benefit us and to build our lives and to make our lives better, sometimes the money or the finances come to destroy us and we lose focus of life. Yes. So when it comes to the area of spending what money we have, it requires that God gives us some wisdom. It requires that God gives us some power on how to utilize what wealth and riches we have. Otherwise, we'll be controlled by such and will be tormented by such, and you lose joy and you live a people full of many pains. Ask a majority of those that are watching me. They'll tell you, I didn't know that money is so powerful to control. Listen to this. If you thought you have the power to control the usage of money, you are mistaken. Money has the power to control you on how to use such. I've seen people and I've heard people share testimonies that when God will give me financial breakthrough, this is what I'll do. But wait a minute. When the money came into their hands, none of them remembered to complete what they had started or to work on that which they had planned to work on. I don't mean that everybody loses focus on that, no. But a majority of us are controlled by the finances. Now, I have seen people who have never tasted beer. When they got financial breakthrough, they became, drunkards, and they have lived on that, and it's not now easy for them to quit the behavior. So get to understand that spending the money that God will bring your way requires that He gives you wisdom and He gives you the power to control what you are using. Because if you don't have the two, let me tell you, money has power to suggest to you a million things that were never in your mind. And I don't know whether you know that money comes with a lot of suggestions. The moment money lands on your hand, it comes with a million suggestions. And you must be a true gentleman, a true and a strong gentleman to be able to overcome the suggestions. And I'm not just talking about the normal human being, the normal power of human being. No, it doesn't work that way. I'm talking about God making you a true gentleman in this. And God giving you the wisdom to carry on. Listen to this and listen carefully. If you don't have what I'm talking about, the wisdom and the power on how to use money, money will misuse you. Get it from me? Money will misuse you. So sometimes you think you are misusing money, but it is the power of money that is misusing you. And so you need God at the center of your money if you have to spend your money on the right way. Ask many who are following me. They'll tell you that we got into this big trouble when we started experiencing financial breakthrough and when we started utilizing the same. That is where the trouble of our marriage started. That is where the trouble between the children and the parents started. That is where many things went wrong. And there are so many people who have cursed one another because when the finances started coming their way and they had no power to contain, the power to spend, they started messing one another up. Yes, these things will kill you very quick if you don't understand. And these things will mess you very fast if you don't understand. So ask women who are following me. They'll tell you the hidden stories behind their financial breakthrough. Ask men who are listening to me. They'll tell you some hidden secret that concerns money when they started having some breakthrough on the same. So there are deep secrets that people carry with, and there are deep messes that people carry with when they start experiencing financial breakthrough and when they start to spend the same. Yes, hear it from me, because I'm talking out of experience and I'm a trainer in this, and I'll train all of us to understand that it is only God who can make us survive the wrath and the power of finances, the wrath and the power of wealth and resources. So don't get so excited that you are going to handle $1 million. It may handle you and handle you badly. It may misuse you and misuse you badly. So don't get excited. I'm having financial breakthrough. It may drive you crazy very fast. So I don't want to overfeed you. I want just to give you some introduction, some reads on where we are headed. And when I come back, I'll take us to those other 2 steps, and I'll show you how dangerous money can be, how dangerous wealth and resources can be. And now, allow me to stop at that because I don't want to scare nobody, but I'll be teaching us some new experiences on how to handle finances, on how to handle wealth and riches. And so God bless you. God do you good. Hope to see you some other time on our very lesson. And I promise you that you'll not get discouraged, you'll not be frustrated, but I'll help you with this information until you come back to your senses. God bless you and God do you good. Let's switch to the other side of the studio and receive this number.
Duda nega da yo que manine